And we are live. Looking good, actually. Nice. Welcome, TikTok. Welcome, YouTube. I have a very exciting show for you tonight. Make sure we got the live going. We got the YouTube. Oh my God, it's good to see everyone. This is going to be a very interesting episode. We are going to share here. Build our first AI agent using Make Automation. Couple more ChatGPT assistants. One's going to create the script, one's going to create the images, and then we're automatically create it's basically an AI content machine. That's going to be the main thing that we're going to build, so that you don't have to create content. We're going to have AI create all the content for us, which is going to be super nice. So that's going to be a goal and we're going to do this all from scratch in 1 hour. So that you can learn make.com, you can learn AI assistants, and you can start automating it's a great project if you're learning how to do make or how to automate things with using AI. This is a great project because most businesses creating content is a very time suck, for example. So it just takes lots of time, come up with the ideas, come up with the script, schedule time to be on your device to schedule and post. All of that's going to streamline. It's going to save you roughly 20 hours per week automating your content using this automation. But the more important thing I want you to do is I want you to learn make.com, learn AI assistants in it so that you can automate work regardless if it's social media or just stuff that you have to do both in your work or your business. The same fundamentals work. So let's take a look at our automation that we're going to build. Spent 2 hours today building this, which is I'm very excited for. So what this automation does is just take a 1-sentence content idea, and then it will generate the text, a title, a blog post, and then it will also generate the image, and then it will send it to be scheduled to post online completely automatically. So a process that will probably take an hour of you sitting down, creating an idea for a post, writing the script, coming up with the AI image, and then scheduling to post. We're going to crush that whole 1 minute time, and we're going to do a demo right now of what it does. So if I go to my LinkedIn right now, and I refresh my LinkedIn, we're going to see that there's no new posts right there. Okay, so there's no new posts. We're going to trigger this automation. So again, a manual process of what it takes roughly 45 minutes to an hour to create one piece of content is now going to generate the whole thing in probably less than 20 seconds, which is wow. So right now it's running. It's going through steps. Right now it's creating the image prompt, and we'll break it down, the details for it. Right now, I just want to show a demo of it. So it's running. It's creating the image right now. And then it's going to schedule to post. Yep, now it's scheduling it to post, and we're going to default to have it post right now. So again, a process of that takes 1 hour to create one piece of content is going to be completely done in 20 minutes. So you don't, and then you could run this on autopilot. It could post 50 times a day if you want on all social media platforms. This is a very powerful automation. It's almost done posting. So right now it's scheduling to post. Look, no hands. All I did was click one button. That's it. Less effort for me. We're letting the robots, the AI do the work. It is done. So I'm going to refresh my LinkedIn post and watch. Now we have a completely AI generated post. Let's take a look at it. What it did was it generated, and all I did was give it an idea, just a 1-sentence idea for a blog post. So to show you what that is, I'll show you after. So it generated from that 1 sentence a title, a description of a blog post, or basically a whole blog post. I just cut it off to like 3 sentences, and then a completely AI generated image, specifically the way I want it to. None of these, like Dolly does like some weird infographic stuff. So we really stylized it the way for the personal brand, for example. This is awesome. So this was done. It took 20 seconds to generate the content, completely automated. And now you could just pipe in let's break it down of what is it underneath the hood. The only thing I gave it was this 1 sentence, this one content idea that says why DeepSeek is better than ChatGPT. That's all I gave it, and it generated the title, generated from that one content idea. It generated this whole piece of content, title, description, optimized, and then an image already done, then scheduled it, then posted it, did it all completely automatically. Brother Vince, good to see you in the chat. Bless you. So now we're actually going to, let me just do a breakdown of what each step does, and then we're going to build it from scratch. So what it does is I have a list, an Excel sheet here, or Google Sheet, and all I'm going to do is just list topic ideas. Just one sentence long. I want to give as minimal input as possible to try and get as maximum output as possible. So here I'm literally just giving it an idea why DeepSeek is better than ChatGPT. You can literally put any sentence in here, for example, and then what it does, there are 5 steps to this. The first step right here, it's going to grab that content idea. It's going to send it to my first AI assistant, which is designed just to write content. It's going to write both the title and the blog post. Perfect. Then it's going to send it to another AI assistant, this one right here, that's going to generate the image prompt. So it's going to take the idea and say, what image would be good for this prompt, and then create an image prompt to then pass it over into our next one, which is our AI image generator. This one's going to use Dolly to actually generate the image from the prompt that it made. Joseph, good to see you again. So, and then it uses an app called Buffer to automatically schedule to post a content. You could schedule to post every single day, once a day, every day, twice a day, multiple times a day, rather than having it post instantly. I like using scheduling apps for posting content, so you could generate the content now that's going to be published Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Done. So you can literally sit down on Sunday, generate, just literally write out 20 content ideas that'll probably take you 10 seconds using ChatGPT, hit run, and then this automation will automatically create the content and then schedule it to post for the whole week, and your entire content is done. What will take you 20 hours to actually generate these pieces of content is now done in minutes. So we're going to build this literally from scratch, from raw scratch, so that you can see the process and the thought process along the way of how I actually created this, because I went through a couple versions of it to actually create it. So we're going to go to make.com. And we're going to start completely from scratch with the new scenario. Perfect. You can see all our automations that we've been building in this series. Good to see you, Adrian, from Malaysia. That is probably the farthest of all my viewers. I'm super grateful for Vince, Joseph, and Adrian. And then the Shop 55, I recognize you, Peanut and Milan. I'm grateful for each and every one of you taking time to learn AI with me. Peanut, I appreciate you. So let's actually build this from scratch, because Make is very powerful. So we're going to create a new automation. This automation is going to trigger when it's going to go off the Google Sheet, because that's where our content is basically saved, for example. And we're going to say, hey, I want you to search for a row. I already linked my Google Drive, for example. Milan, what's up? Peanut, what's up? I see TikTok. You guys are blowing up the chat. Good to see each and every one of you. In my Google Drive is where this Google Sheet or Excel sheet lives. We're going to find the sheet name. So it's content, sheet 1. Does the sheet have headers? Yes, it does. Columns, I want you to search for just column A through Z. Filter, I want you to filter where the status is start. So you can have in here on your content here, you can have contents that's like start, draft, idea, ready to go, for example. And I'll show you actually how to get this template too. So then we'll go to the very bottom. We'll go down to order by. Actually, no need to order. We're just going to leave that blank, and then we're going to make it by ascending, and we're only going to return one record back. But you could pull the whole list from Excel and then have it batch run each one, for example. We're starting this very simple. Just double check everything to make sure everything looks good. Yep, that looks good. So that is our trigger event. It's going to search this Excel or Google Sheet, grab me any rows that have the word start, and then we're going to grab just the topic ideas. You could put a link to a website, you could add more description, for example. I just wanted it to be very brief and short to give it as just a content idea to see how much we can automate using AI. So our next one is we're going to now add it to our first AI assistant. Now, what I like doing, everyone does it a little bit different. I like going to OpenAI OpenAI platform.openai.com and building my AI assistants in the platform and not building them in directly into the make automation. The reason why is you're going to go through multiple versions of editing the prompt. I went through about like 10 different prompt edits, like versions, trying to refine the prompt to make it better, going back and forth between ChatGPT to try and refine the prompt for what I wanted this to do. And then I had to do testing. So that's why it made it very easy to test it inside of in the playground on the back end before I used it in, we'll call it production, for example, because then I can know where the bottlenecks are. I know at least the prompt is working, and I could makes it easier for troubleshooting, for example. And you don't waste your make automation runs, for example, just trying to test and make, for example. So we're going to actually build our automation. And so in make.com, or sorry, in platform.openai, it's the back end of ChatGPT, very similar to the same process that you're going to build a custom GPT, same process. So right here, I have an assistant that, let's go to this one. This is what I labeled make assistant text. And then in this is all, and then you have your prompt and the model. I'll go through the prices of the different models, but just know the cheapest model to run is ChatGPT 4o mini. So that way your budget goes a lot more. I mean, this whole thing, I mean, even with the beginning of the demo, since I've started this series, I've only spent like 40 cents out of all like the testing and for the demos. And since we've been using this for the lives, so I've only used 40 cents for this, which is nice. So let's take a look at this prompt. This prompt says, and I use ChatGPT to even help me write the prompt, for example, saying that, hey, you're a prompt engineer. I want you to help me write this prompt or optimize this prompt, or hey, it's broken. How can I fix it, for example? So this prompt says, you are a LinkedIn copywriter. I'll give you a blog idea, write a catchy title, and 3 simple engaging sentences for the message. Make sure it's easy to read at a 3rd grade reading level. Use an analogy to help the reader understand. And I want you to return a JSON with 2 fields, one for title and one for message. I'm trying to get as much bang for my buck in the same ChatGPT, rather than create one for the title and create another ChatGPT AI assistant for the message. Using JSON, I could have it do multiple things and return back a JSON object. All a JSON is basically fancy for almost like a spreadsheet. I'm asking for 2 columns and 2 values, one from each column. That's basically what a JSON is. And so that's my first assistant. So if I test that and say, hey, if I put this sentence into it so I could test it, just run it in here. It's going to run it with that prompt and return exactly what I'm looking for. This is a JSON object. Open curly bracket, close curly bracket. It's like open the message, and this is basically almost like a CSV file. It's just for computer code, basically. So you have your column that says title and the message, and then you have another column that says message with the actual message itself. So I'm having to do 2 tasks and 2 for 1. It's a little like extra, more bang for your buck. So I tested it. This looks good. You can also see how many tokens this took to run, and this will accrue so that you can see as you're running this how much this is actually going to cost, but it's fractions of a penny, so I wouldn't even worry about the cost. But notice I was also very explicit that I want 3 sentences back, because I don't want to write a whole paragraph and then burn up some tokens. I want it to be very, very short, but you can have it write a whole blog post the way you want it. So for example, so that's my AI assistant just for writing text. Now let's create a JSON. So actually let's call that. So I'm now going to go to ChatGPT module. We're going to message one of my assistants, one of my AI assistants. Man, we live in a wild time to say, like, I'm just going to send this off to my AI assistant. They're going to go do the work for me. You can have an army of AI assistants. This is crazy. So it's going to say very simple. I logged into my OpenAI account, so it already knows my account. And under assistants, you can see here, it's already saying, hey, which of your assistants do you want to reference? And I'm very explicit. I want to say, I want you to call my text AI assistant, and he's using GPT 4o mini, which is the cheapest one to run out of all the other ones, for example. This one, it says, hey, when you send the message, do you want to send it on behalf as if you're the user or the assistant? This is important. You want to have it as if you're the user typing in this prompt to the message to the AI. And it says, hey, what's the message that you want to pass in? So I know that in the variables right here, you can see the variables from the Google Sheet. We're going to pull the one that just says topic. Perfect. So whatever's in the column topic, it's going to pre-populate that. If you don't know, these are basically like variables or data pills, as also what they're called. They'll get replaced with the information once it runs. Then it's going to ask, hey, do you want an image file? No. Just double checking my settings. Next, we're going to go down thread, leave blank, and then also down here where it says tool choice, just choose none. So the only thing that we're passing to this first one, this is our script writing GPT bot. We're just going to pass it the message or the one sentence idea, and it's going to go ahead and create the content automatically for us. So I'm going to click save. Boom. Now we're jamming. Next, I'm going to add my JSON object, because this is advanced. This is just extra advanced. You don't have to do this. You can have it just write the message and return a whole text paragraph. So you technically could skip this step, but because I want a title and a message, I'm going to parse this JSON, and we're going to pass in, it says, hey, what do you want to pass in? Result is the output that this OpenAI message will output. So I'm going to click on result, and that's going to pass in whatever this AI assistant returns. And we're going to save that. So it's going to do its parsing. While we're here, just as a good practice, I like to rename each of the modules, because we're going to have multiple AI assistants. And as you build more complex workflows, you want to make sure that things are labeled. So if you come back to this automation a week, a month, a day later, you're able to easily identify what it is. So I'm going to rename this as Open AI Blog Writer. So I know it writes the blog. Perfect. JSON's just going to parse. I don't have to do anything with that. Now we're going to call our next AI assistant. Our next AI, that's like so wild. This is just crazy time. Just blows my mind. So it's going to be a ChatGPT module. We're going to choose message assistant. And then we're going to choose, hey, which assistant? Now let's go and technically you would build your AI assistant first, which I did. So let's switch to that assistant to see that breakdown. So same thing, just like building a custom GPT, I named this assistant make assistant dash image, and then we're going to use 4.0 mini, and let's open up the prompt, because all this assistant does is take that content idea and interpret what should the text of the image be, to then pass that to the image generator using DALL-E, for example, because you can't just pass the text and expect DALL-E to figure out. You actually have to build a specific prompt, and prompting for text is different than prompting for images, for example. And so here we're going to say you are a image prompt engineer. Using the given image as a concept idea, write one AI image generation sentence that focuses on a single character with a sharp, detailed appearance. The background should be slightly blurred to create depth, resembling a realistic DSLR camera shot, just like kind of what I'm filming on. Ensure the image is appropriate and does not contain any text or explicit content. I ran it a couple times, and it was trying to generate some like crazy content, and it was getting blocked by the image generator. So this was like through multiple tests that I kind of fine-tuned and found this prompt that worked. And when you use DALL-E comes up with like these crazy looking cartoony kind of like gibberish images. I mean, if you've ever seen a DALL-E image, you know what this image was created using DALL-E and not Midjourney, for example. So I wanted something realistic, something sharp, something very photogenic, for example, something that just doesn't look like someone just went to ChatGPT, for example, and generated DALL-E. Actually, show you just so you can see the difference. Create a image graphic of a computer and office. Let's see if it will create it. So I'm using just regular ChatGPT because DALL-E has a very certain style. Yeah. See this cartoony gibberish? See how it kind of hallucinates really bad? Even it's missing kind of stuff. And it gets worse when you kind of do, like, you can tell this is a DALL-E generated image versus like Midjourney, for example. So nice. Let's keep jamming. So now what we're going to do is, so that's my AI assistant that just creates images or creates prompts for images. And he's going to return a text, something important too. The previous one, just so you know, because I missed that setting, this one for the prompt for writing the blog post, he's going to return a JSON object. So that's what this is, a JSON object. So a little difference right there. So now I'm going to call this specific assistant. Let me go over here, click on it. And we're going to choose my image assistant 4.0 mini because we want to save our tokens to be efficient. There's no need to use like any of the more complex stuff, for example. And then user, for example. Thank you, Milan, for suggesting Flex now. There's many different image generators, for example, but this gets you started with just the foundation of how to create text, generate images using make.com, and you could replace it with any of your any of the APIs for the image or text models. I mean, you can add DeepSeek, you could do OpenRouter, image generation, you could do ideogram. So you could replace with whichever ones that you love to use, for example. And they're also more affordable too. So in this one, we're going to run this image prompt generator using user, and then image. It's like, hey, what image do you want to pass in? We're going to pass in from the Google Sheet just the topic. So that's all we're going to give it to the topic, and it's going to turn that into an image prompt. Then from here, we don't need anything else. Tool choice even is none because we don't need anything else. We're going to click save. And then because also best practice, we're going to rename it. This is OpenAI image prompt creator. That doesn't have to be fancy. So we have our OpenAI blog writer, and then we have our OpenAI image prompt creator. Now we're jamming. Now let's add our third Army AI assistant. We're going to go to ChatGPT, and here's the difference where we're going to actually generate an image using DALL-E. Perfect. And so here we're going to choose what model you want to use. We're just going to use DALL-E 3, for example. I like seeing all the advanced stuff. What is the prompt that you want it to? So we are going to get from our image assistant. See how it helps to when you name things too, when you get into the settings, it's going to make it very easy to find all the information when you need it. So right here, here's my OpenAI image blog writer, message my assistant. Well, actually that's the blog writer. I want this one. Message the image prompt creator. We're going to grab the result. So whatever he outputs from generating the image prompt, that's where we're going to pass in. We want a size, yep, it's just a standard square, yep, just be standard, yep, just be vivid, and we want to return a URL. ChatGPT, when it generates the image, it's going to already host it using a URL, which is super nice so that we don't have to download it in an additional step. Every image generator is a little bit different, but that's something that's nice. Now, something unique and different, we could just directly post a link to LinkedIn or to any of your, to Instagram, for example, or even Facebook, but to make this thing even more powerful and to run asynchronously, it's a funny word, but so that we could just Sunday run this whole program and it will schedule all the content for the whole week, and then we're done. We don't have to do anything for the rest of the week, for example. And so here we're going to next, we're going to add our buffer. And then Milan is asking, hey, do you offer one-on-one sessions for this? Yes, I do. I do one-on-one AI training and consulting. I'll put actually the link. The best way is going to be simpletechskills.com. That's where you could book time. I'll actually have my calendar there, and then you can sign up for my free AI newsletter too. So if you want help for actually learning AI, want to actually build AI, or even training how to use AI for your work or business, you could go to simpletechskills.com and you could book one-on-one time with me, and I can help you reach your AI goals, for example. So next, we're going to use Buffer as our AI, or it's not AI, it's just our social media scheduling app, and we're going to create a status update. Perfect. Now in Buffer Buffer, on their free plan, you can hook up to 3 different social media platforms, for example. So you can see here, I have my YouTube, TikTok, and LinkedIn social media accounts already linked on here. So I could upload and schedule content to automatically be posted throughout the month. You can see here also from my calendar, probably last month too, and then just search by month. So you can see all the content using Buffer that I've created and scheduled to be posted, so that I don't have to log into the app, wait on my phone, wait for it to upload and only do one at a time. Nope. This will schedule 3, 5, 10 posts a day that you want, automatically schedule it. So that's why it's a much better strategy when you have to, because at the end of the day, you have to get to a point, at least where I'm at, where you're creating 3 to 5 short form pieces of content a day, and also daily YouTube videos, because that's what your competition is doing. If you're thinking you could get by posting content maybe once or twice a week, for example, you won't be able to grow your personal brand, which is the most important thing of creating a social media presence, for example. Everything is content, for example. So now, or volume for content, I should say. So that's Buffer. We're going to close that out. I'm going to delete this post right here. Perfect. And then let's go back to our make automation. It says, hey, which social media profile do you want to post this on? I just want to post this on my TikTok, for example, or on my LinkedIn, since it's just general text and image. But since it's text and image, you can also post on Instagram and Facebook as well too. So then the next thing is the text. And now notice how I don't have any information for my JSON object. It's because we haven't ran it yet. So there's no data yet. So I have to run this. I'm just going to put, I'm going to disconnect, unlink. So there's nothing that's going to be sent or scheduled. And then, oh yes, Milan, simple. The website is Simple Tech, TECK, Actually here, if you want, you can actually go to put this. If you take a screenshot, this is the QR code that would take you directly to that website where you could book. But do it after the training session, because I have to put it up there. So just wait till after this is up, and then you'll see the Calendly link to book there. So now, we're going to run this automation. So it's now running. And the reason why we're running it, it's not perfect yet, but we're also wanted to run so that we can get some data, so that we can use that data for scheduling. So it's technically just going to run and then just stop. So we're waiting for it to generate the images. And again, running these AI models costs fractions of a penny based on the tokens too. You also have to make sure that your prompt and the message and the output is optimized so that you're not just burning tokens, for example. But again, these are fractions of a penny, for example. Same thing, Horatio. Horatio, I see your post on LinkedIn. Great to see your post on LinkedIn. He's asking, do you offer a mentorship program? The other thing I'm going to show you guys, not just one-on-one training that I offer, but I also want to introduce you to my 30-day AI training program. So it's basically my 30-day AI challenge, where you'll go from beginner to expert in 30 days, and you'll learn how to use all of these tools, because I want you guys to become experts, AI experts in your niche. So that whole series ran, and if you click on these little numbers right up here, you can notice that we got some data. I love data. So here it ran, it got some data. So now when we go to Buffer, and we're jamming, we're almost on time. Cool. So I'm going to go now into my text block to say, hey, what is the text that you want to post to LinkedIn, for example? If I look up and down, let's scroll up and down here, for example, where is my, I got to connect it. I got to connect it in order for it to see that data pill. Where is my JSON? This ran, got the result, parsed it, save, Buffer, here, there it is. Okay, cool. I was like, why is it not showing? So now I have my data from the JSON, which basically is you can see right here. Here's the blog writer, how it wrote it and gave it back into JSON. All the JSON does is basically just make it so it's nice little data pills. Text, answer, text, answer. So it makes it a little nice. So basically now I'm going to take my title. I'm going to indent so it's nicely spaced out. And then I'm going to add my message. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. And then if I show advanced settings, let's see, attach media to the update. Yes, I do want to attach media, which is the images. And it's going to say, hey, what image would you like to link? And I'm going to link the URL of the image that was generated. So let's find that. Search rows. Okay, wait. We got, this is what, again, I like to do is rename just to make it, it's kind of like to organize everything. So I'm going to rename you as Open AI Image Generator. That's going to make it very easy. So when I go to my buffer and we go down to add the link, now I can see OpenAI generate an image. Yes, this is going to be it. Just double checking. This one's for the message. That's for the prompt. This one's the message for the blog. Perfect. So yes, process of elimination. Just double checking that this one is for the image. For the image, it's actually inside the data and then the URL. This is the URL right here that OpenAI is technically hosting or saving. It's basically like a www.image.com/JPEG kind of site. So I'm going to take that, and I'm also just going to put some placeholders for title, description. Technically, these things don't show up on LinkedIn on a LinkedIn post, but it's just good just to have those filled in. I'm also going to do the same for data and URL and data URL. So I'm just placing the same link for the URL of the image in these three areas to upload for the image, and I think we're ready to test. So, we got to send this to our LinkedIn, and now here's the only difference. I'm going to schedule this to post right now. I appreciate the support, Joseph. We are jamming. This is so fascinating. I'm so excited that you can have text and image AI assistants to do all this work for you. What took me a day, an hour to write and create images back in the day? You spoiled kids. So now here's the only difference that we're going to have it actually publish it. Now, this is the only difference for you. If you want to have this published in some period in the future, you would say post an update at a scheduled date and time. And then you would actually either you could use variables, you could use math to like take today plus 7 or today plus 1, and then the time when you want this to post. But we're just going to keep it simple and say post immediately. And we're going to save. All right. So now the big drum roll is we finally get to test it. So let me clear my LinkedIn to make sure there's nothing here. Yep, there's nothing there. And then we're going to bring our Make Assistant right here, and we're going to click Run Once. And remember, all it's doing is going to say, hey, look at this URL, take this this one sentence idea, and go ahead and generate the blog post and the image, and then schedule it to post automatically on social media, and do that within 20 seconds. So I'm gonna click Run Once. Look, no hands. It's grabbing the sheet. It's saying it to the AI blog writer who's writing the title and message. Then it's gonna pass it to the JSON object. It's almost like a race. To the JSON object who's parsed it already. Now the AI prompt generator is creating the prompt from the content idea. It's gonna pass that prompt over to the AI image generator. We're jamming. Now it's generating the image, and then eventually it's going to send it to buffer to be scheduled to be post immediately right now. So it's generating the image. Boom. Now it's scheduling the post on buffer, which is then going to go to our LinkedIn. Oh man, creating content is hard work, you know? This is wild. This just blows my mind that this is possible. Like, man. So this is very powerful and also a competitive advantage to know how to use Make.com, to know how to use AI assistants, because you could change around different AI assistants. You don't have to use ChatGPT. You could bring in DeepSeek. You could bring in Llama. You could call Perplexity, for example. Anyone, you just replace it, but the workflow is still the same. It is now done. So I'm now going to refresh my LinkedIn screen. And we have an AI generated post completely. Let's click open. and took that idea and said generated why DeepSeek is like a super slayeth compared to super sleuth compared to ChatGPT. I don't know what that word is. Imagine if you had a special detective who finds hidden treasures. DeepSeek is like that detective, searching deeper to find the best answers. ChatGPT is helpful too, but DeepSeek goes even further to uncover amazing secrets just for you. Look at that beautiful AI image using Dolly. Oh my gosh. Damn. That is how we create AI agents or automated workflows using make.com, ChatGPT, and then Buffer to automatically schedule it. So this is a very powerful automation. Now, for the fun part, just a little caveat kind of thing to kind of just show you guys. I went to OpenAI and AI's pricing just so you know how to like read, because you're basically at this point, you're now burning tokens, for example. Thank you, Brother Vince. It's always the demos that are like, wait, that what? And we built it completely from scratch in less than 28 minutes. Granted, you didn't see the 2 hours of me building this before and the troubleshooting and the versions and trying to debug. And so it looks deceptively simple because I've already done the 2 hours of building, troubleshooting, trying different modules, redoing the prompts, figuring out any of the bugs. I've already gone through those 2 hours. So that's why it looks so whenever you see these make automations, just know that what you're missing out is someone spending a few hours actually troubleshooting, because this never works perfect right out the gate, for example. So when you read OpenAI's pricing, again, you could find DeepSeek's pricing. You could use Open Router. Like another one you could use is Open Router if you want a more affordable large language model, like O3. Like here you can have DeepSeek or even QWEN, which is now a new one that's just as powerful, which is free, which is wild. So again, you could swap out the AI models for text, and then image generators, you can swap them out here. But I was like kind of curious. I was like, oh, I want to learn about the pricing. So when you go to openai.com/API/pricing, you can see here ChatGPT 4o mini is 0.150 cents for every 1 million input tokens that you're inputting in, and then it also does the output, 60 cents for every 1 million output tokens. So again, I've been running this since I started this series about 2 weeks ago, building these automations and testing them. I've only spent maybe 35 cents basically out of all of this, which is interesting to run. So also think of the cost and saving time. How much is your time it takes you, and how many hours does it take you to create your content? So this is a very big value proposition for small businesses. If you want to sell this to small businesses, you can sell this automation for thousands of dollars or manage it for them. And it costs you fractions of, less than $1 to run and create content for the whole week effortlessly. And you can have it all run in an hour, for example, because all I have to do is this thing could run automatically. I could just I go to ChatGPT and just say, give me 50 ideas for content related to my niche. Dump those in here, click run, and it will automatically run and schedule, and then I'm done in basically less than 30 minutes. So you could literally run your whole automation. Carlene asks, can you automate the image prompt through Midjourney? Good question. I believe, is there a module for Midjourney? Let's find out. So if there's ever one, I like to type. No, there isn't. There's probably some other way to get around it. Like how to, there's a different way. Some service is probably hosting Midjourney, or basically I think it's Stable Diffusion underneath the hood. Don't quote me. But there's someone else that's running just a comparable model. Like you could use, like, say for example, Ideogram has an API that you could get access to and you could add, for example. So there's many different ones for images. There's different ones for video too, for example. I know there's like King AI. Yeah. If I remember right, this is the one part of our 30-day AI challenge, for example. Kling, Kling. I've seen a lot of people, they're using this one to create, look at these videos and images. Oh my God, look at these, hyper realistic. So they're creating these videos. That is wild. Look at that. Oh my gosh. So think of, you could literally create a faceless AI content machine and channel, both on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, for example, and have Kling, which is another one, generate the images, or just one generate the videos, and you could add text, you could add all sorts of stuff. So you can plug and play all sorts. You could get crazy. I just want to show you guys a demo to generate image and text just from a raw idea. And then you've got other ones. So we'll get more advanced as we continue with this series. We're going to add more video. We're going to do an AI video one later on in this series, for example. So I do this series every single day, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. And we're always just, what I'm doing is, if you watch the beginning of this series, we literally just started writing a book using ChatGPT. So if I go to my library, so this is a series called Just Learn AI with John. Not so much supposed to be tutorials, but they're more just to inspire you, for example. So you can see we started off creating a book. Where's our book? So this is the first episode of our series. Write a book using ChatGPT. Then we built a very basic make automation. Then we played with DeepSeek offline, large language models. Then we went into how to make money with AI. Then we did 48 AI tools. We've done so many. My time flies. 48 AI business tools. We did a little bit about Go High Level. We talked about new AI tools. This was the previous one from building an AI content faceless machine. Then we talked more about how to make money with AI. And then now we're doing our first AI agent. So you can see over time, we're just compounding the challenge, or at least I'm always trying to push the bar so that I can show you guys cool things that you could do with AI. And now, lastly, if you want, it's more to learn this automation. I don't want you guys to begin and just start trying to build this as your first automation. There is a progression if you want to master AI. Let's go to my Notion documents, for example, because I have everything in my Notion documents. You need to progress. There's a progression because a lot of people, they're missing the computer basics, for example. So for having them jump into a make automation and try and do what I just did, a lot of people are going to fail, and I don't want to set you up. I want you to learn incrementally from beginner all the way to intermediate, then all the way to advanced, how to use AI properly, both at your work and your business. So this is the 30-day AI challenge course that I have. It's 30 days, and each day is about an hour to 2 hours of training session, and it's meant to expose you to all the best AI tools, from text to image to video to automation, for example. So you can see day one, we do ChatGPT, Notion, prompt engineering, ChatGPT, custom GPTs, Claude, DeepSeek, Perplexity, U.com, GigaBrain, Fireflies. Shout out to Joseph for introducing T3 Chat. We're going to add that one there. Then week 2, we're going to start with automations, make automation. Then we're going to add AI assistants. Then we're going to build with databases, one with ClickUp. We're going to build with another database, Airtable. We're going to build AI chatbots using Chatbase, AI voice receptionists using Vappy, large language models using LM Studio, which is another great one, because I want you guys also to be able to run offline private models locally on your computer if you guys are interested about running privacy ones, for example. Then week 3, we're going to go through all the image, which is Midjourney, DALL-E, Canva, Night Cafe, Leonardo, Ideogram. And then we get into video with 11 Labs. 11 Labs is more voice. But then here's the video runway, and then there's Kling AI, and then also CapCut. And then week 4 is we actually build projects using all the tools that you use. For example, like here, build a social media posting bot, exactly what I've done. So you see, there's a progression that I want to take you guys through from beginner all the way to get to that point, so that when it comes to doing make, when it comes to adding different AI, whether it be Midjourney or other AI tools like Kling, for example, you feel comfortable knowing how to properly use them effectively and also also for your work or for your business, for example. So it gives you all the flexibility to learn all that. If you want to join the AI or the 30-day AI challenge, this is where I would start. This is a link to my website. There's a QR code. Let me make it a little bit smaller, make it nice so everyone can see it. Nice. If you take a screenshot, this QR code will take you to my website, simpletechskills.com. It's my online AI academy. So this will take you there to sign up for my free newsletter so you can get up to date with all the cool stuff that I'm doing with AI. lives. Also, I have an exclusive every Saturday, 10 a.m. I have exclusive meetup with my community members you could get invited to. We talk about AI on Zoom. I get to answer your questions, for example. And then, so you can stay up to date. And then you'll also get the special invite to the 30-day AI challenge. It's basically an online monthly program. It's $97 a month. And then we're always adding both productivity courses in there and then also updates to other AI as it releases, because every single week AI changes. New model. You saw how disruptive DeepSeek was last week. DeepSeek changed everything, and so now everyone's got to like learn what DeepSeek is. How does it change with workflows? How do we use it with our automations? What's the impact? Are we just going to dump ChatGPT, or are we going to use DeepSeek? And it's like, no, we're going to actually know how to increase our kind of like tech stack, basically, so that we're proficient. Doesn't matter, as long as you have the foundation of prompt engineering, you can work with any of the large language models that are out there. So I'll leave this up for a couple more seconds. Take a screenshot with your phone, and that'll take you straight to my website so you can sign up for the free AI newsletter. We'll just pause that. Nice. And then I'll stay if you guys have any, because we finished early, which is super nice. I'm excited. Questions in the chat. Please put your questions in the chat. I appreciate each and every one of you, from Carlene to Brother Vince, Joseph, Horatio, Milan, Angel, Brea or Bree. Milan. I appreciate each and every one of you for taking time to learn AI in this series. Now let's do questions, for example, because you guys were posting a lot of questions in the chat, which is awesome. Let's see. Yeah, if you go to simpletechskills.com right after this training, I'm just going to update it. You'll see a link at the top to book one-on-one time, and then you could book one-on-one time, ask and get specific help to either what are the best AI tools for your job or for your business, for example, a one-on-one AI training. And then also in there will also be the link to, well, you join the AI newsletter, and then you'll get access to the 30-day AI challenge. Let's see. Can you automate? Okay, then I kill gummy bears. Great to see you. Gummy says, so this challenge requires subscription to other programs. Yes. The AI challenge is $97 a month. You get access to one training video per day, because I want you to just focus on that. I don't want you to binge. I don't want you to miss a day. I want you to dedicate time every single day to sit down on your time to schedule and just focus and say, hey, for the next 30 days, I'm going to focus on learning AI. And by the very end, you will know how to use every AI tool that's the best ones out there, and you'll be able to speak to anyone and understand how to solve any of their challenges using AI. Now, yes, you still will need to pay for any of those subscriptions for any of the software, because AI is not free. There's a lot of cool things that you want to do for free, but if you want to make more money, if you want to grow in your career, or you want to grow your business and automate things, you do have to pay for the best tools. So I picked the best tools, not the most expensive ones, but these are the best tools out there, because if you buy the cheap ones or use the cheap ones, you get cheap results. So I want to make sure you're using the best so that you have those skills both in your profession. You throw those skills on a resume. That's very powerful, that you can literally, like, make.com is a huge demand right now. People are looking for AI automation, which is huge. So great questions. And then let's see. Yeah, the video ones are expensive. So know that not everyone's going to be using all of them, for example. But at the end of the day, you'll get access to at least know how to use them. So I find it's more like, it's like a multi-tool kit for knowing how to use each of the hammer, the saw, the screwdriver. You may not need it now, but in the future, like say, for example, you want to start a business, because this is mostly aimed for business owners or entrepreneurs who want to make money using AI. So that's why I'm setting it up for those types of people. If you're just a 9-to-5 kind of thing, there'll be a ChatGPT course in there too. Actually, there's a ChatGPT course. If you sign up for the newsletter, you'll get my 4-hour ChatGPT course completely for free, as long as with my 1,400 AI prompts. You literally get that as soon as you sign up and confirm your email. Let's see. Brother Vince says, yep, nothing good is free. Unfortunately, the AI tools, again, those AI tools, what I just spent money doing this demo, all I did was fund OpenAI for the AI assistants. I just funded it with $5. That's all. And I've spent maybe 30 cents in tokens running this whole example, doing these demos, creating the images, creating the text. For example, make.com, I'm still on the free plan because I'm still not using as many I would say automations to eventually go to the pay plan, for example. But just know that it's like, this is probably the cheapest, freest of what you could do now before we start getting. And then the only expensive ones, it's like, honestly, the only expensive is like what's called N8 End. That one is hugely in demand for building really complex AI automation agents. Vappy for doing AI voice is basically they give you $10 for free, so you can run all the demos, play with an AI voice assistant completely for free. Chat-based does cost for the AI chatbots, and then we'll also do ones with Go High Level because that's also valuable. That's also, I think, like $40 a month to build an AI chatbot. But when you consider the ROI, people are paying professionals or entrepreneurs and businesses $1,000 to $3,000 to build a make automation, to build an AI agent automation, to build a AI chatbot, to build an AI voice receptionist. So for the fraction of what you're paying for the tool, maybe anywhere from like $40 a month tops I could think of. Like even N8N is like $20 a month and stuff. So the most expensive one tool is probably the AI chatbot, but you could even find those cheaper. Or there's, yeah, chat. Well, it's not. I don't want to use the cheaper ones because chat based is probably the best as far as it makes you look professional. It doesn't hallucinate, for example. Gummy says, appreciate the honesty. I'm seeing the demand for marketing. I'm sure some of them will have free trials. Yes, a lot of them that I use, especially for this whole 30-day series, a lot of them already have 30-day trials, for example, that you can just use, which is super nice. But I want to just expose you to all sorts of ones. Like I know Airtable doesn't have a free plan, so that's why I want to introduce you to like ClickUp. So I am giving you free alternatives, but I also don't, the free alternatives aren't valuable to the market. No one cares if you could build an AI solution using a free version of a tool. That's not really a marketable skill. These are very expensive because right now what I'm focusing on is upskilling professionals. I'm on a mission to teach 1 million people AI skills, and these AI skills are highly in demand. Companies are looking for people with AI skills for doing automation. Businesses, every business is looking to automate their marketing, their lead gen, their social media content is a huge one, for example, and they're all willing to pay thousands of dollars for these skill sets. So that's why you want to learn how to use the best tools and have the skills to learn them so you could deliver value both at your company, your business, or in your profession. So great question there. Any other questions? Oh man, we jammed. This is awesome. And then I got to push the bar in the next episode. I really got to push the bar every single episode. So I'm always trying to raise the bar to show you guys. And this whole series, Learn AI, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, is just meant to inspire you at the end of the day. Just to show you, oh my God, I didn't know that was possible. Wow, that's possible. Not so much tutorials, but just to say like, oh, wow, this is really cool. I didn't know AI could do that now. And I want to demystify the steps to show that if I can do it, you can do it. Because I honestly just built this whole automation 2 hours ago, basically. So you don't have to be an expert as well, too. Appreciate the support, Joseph. Awesome. So appreciate each and every one of you. Carlene, Horatio, Joseph, Gummy, Vince, Milan, Angel, all the OGs for the series. We're going to keep going and AI is very exciting. I'm very happy just to teach and share you guys a lot of the cool things, demystify, because I want you guys to do amazing things with AI. I want you to write books. I want you to start that business. I want you to automate a lot of your work and jobs using these tools because it's a very great competitive advantage. And there's now no limit to any of your challenges. If you want to write a book, you want to build an app, you now have the tools and resources too. I even use ChatGPT every single day with the voice to try and just like plan out things, business models, life coaching, challenges. Like, so AI has had a huge benefit in my life. It's really helped me and my family. And so just by learning these tools is very helpful for you to also bring value to your community. So I appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you guys on the next stream, and I hope each and every one of you have a blessed night. Thank you so much. Bye.